dismissiveness, discrimination, prejudice, and bullying. Does Fresh deserve all of this? Let's watch this clip and I will give my take on it at the end.
You know? Here's the thing, like I said before, he could have left a long time ago and we got demonetized almost 2 years ago.
He can't leave. He can't leave. Leave and go where?
Bro.
He can't
Yeah,
leave,
bro.
He has no talent, bro.
Bro,
He has no talent. Where's he gonna go?
you know what's funny,
These
bro?
niggas just don't like you, bro.
Yeah, I know.
That's really what it
It's
comes
funny.
down
Like
to.
he has no talent. This nigga's like, oh, he could have left and go where?
Bro,
Go where?
the money we made, bro, I don't think you understand, bro, is like...
There ain't no weed, nigga. First of all, there's no weed, nigga. You just sitting there. Niggas don't even understand what the fuck you saying half the time, nigga. There's no weed, nigga. You just sitting there leeching off of a nigga with talent, and you fucking rich off of another man's back, bro. Ain't no weed, nigga. You don't do shit, nigga. Ain't no fucking weed, nigga. You're trash, nigga.
Well, actually,
you're trash.
Hold on, bro.
You bring no talent. You're not smart, nigga. You're awkward. You're annoying. Nobody likes you, bro. Like, there's no weed, bro. Shut up, bro. I don't even ask you no questions, bro. Don't talk to me, bro.
Let me be very...
I seriously don't understand the hate Fresh is receiving on a regular basis, unfortunately. Right, first thing I've observed was the N-word. The N-word in that little clip was mentioned 12 times. 12 times. Now, if I'm right in saying, Fresh, he basically started off the live streams. Because when they both went on a double date a long time ago, Fresh told Myron to put the cameras on, let's go live. And that's when we ended up having after hours, if I'm right in saying. So if it wasn't for Fresh, we wouldn't have the format that we have right now. Also, this is an important thing I would like to say. You know, if you was someone who was doing well, you had a decent job, you had decent, income, drive a decent car, you had goals, you were ambitious, you've achieved things in life. If you was this type of person, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't go out of your way to make a phone call and to take all of this weight off your chest and express your hate to another brother. Because all you have done is amplified the true colours of jealousy. That's all you have done. You have amplified the true colours of jealousy. You're hating on another brother who has done well. Which only says that you really haven't achieved much in your life. Because if you have and did achieve much, and if you were somebody, you wouldn't go out of your way to make a phone call and to make yourself look like an idiot. This is just stupid, okay? The other important thing I would like to say is the personalities of the two. They have two different personalities. Myron is the type of person who has a lot of points to make, can be loud, can be argumentative, and likes to, argue and shout with other, people on the panel when they are acting like idiots. So Myron can come across as the main host, the star of the show, just because he's loud, in a good way, obviously. But just because Fresh is not like Myron, does that mean that he isn't deserving of being the other 50% of the business? Isn't deserving of being the second main host of the show? Also, just because Fresh stutters, does that mean that he's not deserving of the other 50% of the business? That he's not deserving of being the other main host? Because that is you are basically being dismissive, discriminating, being prejudiced, and bullying. So we shouldn't hate on another brother. We concentrate on ourselves with our own goals and be ambitious and do well for ourselves instead of hating on another brother. The other perfect example I would like to give is Apple. I would like to mention Apple. How was Apple founded? The company Apple, how was it founded? Who created Apple? You're probably thinking of Steve Jobs, aren't you? But the truth is, Steve Jobs was only 50% of Apple. The other 50% was Steve Wozniak. Steve Wozniak was the actual hardware engineer. Steve Wozniak was the actual programmer. Steve Wozniak actually developed the very first Apple product. If it wasn't for Steve Wozniak, we wouldn't have Apple. Steve Jobs had other strengths, such as marketing, getting the right people together. He focused on the other businessy stuff because they were his strengths. Similarly with Fresh and Fit, they both make Fresh and Fit work. They both have their strengths and weaknesses, and if it wasn't for Fresh, there would be no Fresh and Fit. They both started this together at the exact same time. So let's stop with the hate and let's focus on ourselves.